Hello, Stephen Pryor, Captain Spear here again, and I'm doing a 4-stop at Hollywood video. Why? Because sometimes, and because I'm afraid to first admit it, that we have, as the movie industry, they love sequels. Also, either when it's naturally to advance a story, continue an adaptation, or when the most common cause of bringing as much money out of a franchise as possible, well, they seem to love it. Every time they do a... Yes, I'm talking about the appended sequels. Well, the ones that really just seem to go too far in a franchise. Don't get me wrong. If sequels done properly, I'll go for it. They're acceptable, I mean, we have things like The Empire Strikes Back, Godfather Part 2, Terminator Judgment Day, and Toy Story 2. These are all great films that are as good, if not better, than predecessors. They seem to just fall into place. He's in the film's terminology. They help keep the franchise going, and they actually help advance storytelling in mediums in one. But this is not the case, my friends. I'm talking about sequels that are completely unnecessary. They just try too hard to keep a franchise going on. And above all, well, the only thing that motivates them, needs the studios to make the franchise, is this: the almighty dollar. Symbolism of financial freedom, of feeling safe, and of course, for wanting, they just simply give it to someone else. Simply need to keep it going, keep the economy going. You'll need to buy things, and in order to stay in business, companies need to have people continue to buy their products. But the idea of simply manufacturing sequels, that just doesn't make sense. I mean, we're not talking about automobiles or computers or there's here. Just a form of entertainment. Now, I understand if a movie does well and they like something unresolved, or that leaves audiences wanting more of the satisfaction, people naturally expect a sequel. Well, even when it turns out to be terrible, well, when they're adapting something, sometimes you just need to keep going. I mean, the Twilight movies. There are four books. I know I'm not on this. I hate the Twilight films. They're boring, and they're and they don't do anything to advance the vampire genre. Plus, they even set a bag a bit. But they're popular. There's 4 books. Therefore, people expect the sequels. However, there are ones that are completely unnecessary. I mean, for every Toy Story 3 that we had in 2010, we got one hot sequel that we didn't want at all. Well, Cats and Dogs Revenge of the Kitty Galore. That was a complete throwaway. It was largely ignored. It came out 9 years after a movie that practically nobody actually remembers. Pink Panther 2. I know. The first one sucked. It absolutely sucked. It made Peter Sellers flip in his grave. It Didn't do anything to help Steve Martin, whose career's been sagging for some time. Didn't really advance family comedies at all, but it was a big hit. So they said, let's go ahead and do a sequel. The sequel sucked even harder, and it bombed. And that, yeah, and now we've not seen any more of the franchise. And some of these sequels that we have planned now. No, I mean, even Transformers: Dark of the Moon. People have problems with that, but I'm all for it. I mean, the first two films weren't masterpieces, I'll admit, but maybe sometimes we need to turn our brains off at the door and just enjoy ourselves into the movie. And the Dark of the Moon is going to be the end of the trilogy. I'm all for that. But there's something in sequels that are ahead that just are completely unnecessary and don't do anything to benefit the franchise or you as a moviegoer. In Underworld 4. I mean, honestly, Underworld 4, the first one was kind of good. It had Kate Beckinsale fighting werewolves and vampires and demons, so they kind of see with that. But then took a different direction with the third one, Underworld Lies of the Lycans, and didn't even have her in it. Just some crap. It was, in fact, it wasn't even third entry wasn't even a sequel. It was a prequel, and it tanked. Yet they actually have the balls to do a fourth one. What, are they insane? There's a reason why they didn't keep making ad souls. It's also just, if the first one bombed, why make another? Another one. Wrath of the Titans. The original Clash of the Titans in 1981, it's still on its own. It was the last film Harryhausen did his special effects for before he died. And in many ways, it's sort of a cult classic. Classic, like an epic. Now, the 2010 version, and it was terrible. Sam Worthington is still trying to find out who he is as an actor. I mean, I liked Avatar, hated Terminator Salvation, and I did not like Clash of the Titans at all. It wasn't a gigantic hit, but apparently the bean counters thinking that it's not just a sequel, which makes no sense. The film was terrible. It just didn't add anything to the Greek lore at all. All the special effects were mediocre. The 3D conversion was just absolutely, it's just a disaster. I mean, I saw it in 2D, but I think I didn't really have the money for 3D, but I've been told that there was absolutely no difference at all. You could literally take off your glasses, says in the middle of the scene, and you could see it perfectly fine in 3D. That's usually how converters work. And believe it or not, the original Clash of Titans had one writer, and it was actually a solid, consistent story. But this new one has 4 writers. None of them actually took a minute to realize what they were writing. Not one. Maybe that's why the film turned out like it did. I really don't get why we had to continue a scary movie so much. And even though Fast and Furious helped revise the franchise, is it the Fast and Furious? We do not need a Fast 5. And Final Destination 5? Really? The fourth one was quite literally titled The Final Destination. It was going to be the last one. But people paid money to see it, so the kids just said, let's go ahead and do another one. And sure, it pisses people off, we might not make as much money, but the fourth one made enough money to it, so let's make another one. So, stop it, Hollywood. Don't do a sequel unless it's absolutely necessary to further the story, or if audiences actually want it. that we didn't need a Highlander 2. We cannot. We absolutely. It was absolutely uncalled for to have any more Nightmare on Elm Street movies after the third one. And we really did. And Halloween 3, the less said about that, the better.